Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at bellisiofoods.com/careers.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we have a morning chock full of a wide variety of guests this morning. But our first one here is really, really super interesting, and I can't wait to kind of talk with you about this event that you have coming up this weekend. So could you first off introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Sara Gwin. I'm with the Community Culture and Cannabis Expo taking place this weekend in Waverley, Ohio.
And everyone just went, what?
Oh, yes. Cannabis buzzword has a tendency to do that. You might respond with a oh no, or
Sinner.
oh yeah,
yeah, or yeah, you go, girl.
Yes. So this weekend we're hosting an educational expo just to answer questions for the community. We really have a heart for the medical side, but recreational adult use is on its way here. Dispensaries will probably be able to sell recreationally soon. And but people have a lot of questions, and we have a lot of experts coming this weekend to help answer those questions. So we just invite you to come out. It's free to attend.
So here's the deal about marijuana and every other thing out there that I feel like if people don't understand it, then it's negative. Like they go down a bad path.
Sure.
Alcohol's the same way. I own a brewery. So I get, people are about that. And so this would be the perfect opportunity for you all, whether however you feel or you think you feel about marijuana, it would be a wonderful time for you to be educated.
Yeah.
I guess. And then make up your own mind. I feel like this is like politics and everything else.
Right.
Learn the facts and then make up your mind. Don't just jump to a conclusion.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you saying that because if we look at the history of the prohibition, things like that, like Reefer Madness came out, things like that. The stigmas that exist around cannabis came about because of the tobacco industry, because it was a threat to tobacco. So lobbyists of the tobacco industry have been fighting against cannabis for a very long time because they know a lot of people probably wouldn't use tobacco if they could use cannabis. So that's just one of the things that's really played into this stigma. Mm-hmm. And any substance that exists, people are going to have different opinions, different reactions.
Sure.
People respond to alcohol differently, prescription medications differently, and cannabis is no different. And if you do decide you want to try it, it's a journey. There's so many different kinds. There's different methods of consumption, and you're not going to like everything. I'm a patient. I don't like everything.
Right.
And it's a journey to find what you do like and what you don't like.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the same as, okay, so you cook dinner every night, right? Or lunch, and some people like Brussels sprouts and some people don't. It's the same thing.
Yes. Yep. And there's whatever type of vegetable that is. There's all kinds of, there's a bunch in that class, and there's a bunch of different types of cannabis, so many.
Correct.
And a lot of people may have heard about indica, sativa, hybrid, and something that we're learning more recently is that it's not just about if it's an indica or sativa. There are terpenes that exist within the plant and other cannabinoids like CBD and CBG and CBC and CBN that can all be really helpful and people can use. And there are processors are finding ways to isolate some of these cannabinoids so that you could benefit from them without even getting high and isolating it from the THC, which is the psychoactive component of cannabis.
Correct. So we probably just blew everybody, or you did. It just blew everybody's mind right now. Like, what is she saying? But this is what this expo is all about, and I think it is absolutely wonderful. And it's free of charge.
Yep. Yep, it's free to attend. And each day we'll be having panels. We have some legislators from the House of Representatives coming down who have helped to write the laws for this. We have some medical professionals, from some pharmacists. We also have some growers and some people who own dispensaries who will be speaking. And then we also have a session each day at 3:15 for people called Canna Curious. So if you never tried it and you're interested in trying it, you can ask us questions about that. I know there's a lot of people who are like, well, I smoked pot in the 70s or the 80s, but then because of work I couldn't, and so now they're retiring and they're like, hey, I'd like to try this again, but I don't know where to start. I don't know where to get it, and what's safe. So
because you're not just there's choices now, and it's hard.
So many. Yes.
Yeah.
And
I can see that.
Yeah, and I think I've heard from my parents' generation that a lot of the cannabis that exists has become so much stronger than what it was back then, and there are growers who are growing for not just a high THC content, not just to get you so high. It's just they're just growing it at a reasonable amount so that you don't have to get too intoxicated with it.
Yeah.
It's easier to control or manage.
Sure. And gosh, there's so many ways that I have so many questions for you. Let's talk a minute about medical versus recreational, because medical marijuana was voted in here in Ohio.
Oh, I think maybe 2018.
Yeah. Was it that long ago?
So.
Oh my gosh.
2019.
So who is eligible for how do you get your medical marijuana card? But now we have actually introduced recreational marijuana into law here. Hasn't quite taken effect yet, but it will.
Right.
So let's talk about kind of the differences.
Sure. So what I will say, the products that you're going to have access to in the dispensaries as a patient or just an adult use user, it's going to be the same product.
Okay.
The quality is the same. It's coming from the same growers, the same processors. So and it's safe. It's tested. So that's guaranteed.
Which is really cool. You're not buying this now from your neighbor next door that God knows what's in this stuff.
Sure.
It's controlled.
Yes, it is controlled. And not to speak out against home grow. If somebody wants to grow at home,
absolutely. That's legal too, by the way.
Yes, it is.
To a certain extent.
And we can answer those questions this weekend too if you're curious about home grow. But with medical and adult use, recreational, within the dispensaries, the state of Ohio wants to prioritize our medical patients right now. So that's what's been taking so long for this recreational access for recreational to become available, because we want to make sure that we have enough supply for our medical patients, because we do have a lot of Ohioans who are suffering with chronic illnesses, and this cannabis really gives them a quality of life that they couldn't have otherwise.
So there's other today. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
Oh, that's
they
okay.
gave me a note and I didn't understand it.
That's okay.
So they want to call in right now?
No, they called and want them to advertise
Other businesses that will be there? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Poor Sarah. She's like, what are they saying?
It's okay. We'll be flexible.
But yeah, right. We'll just go with it. What were we talking about? I'm sorry.
Medical, recreational, and
Okay.
yes, so giving priority to medical patients in the state of Ohio. So I would say
Yes.
a lot of people are wondering, oh, like, why would I get a medical card if I could just go buy it recreationally?
That was going to be my next question.
And which is, yeah, great question. And you absolutely can just wait until you can just purchase it recreationally. I would say the benefit to having a medical card is, one, you'll be under the guidance of a medical professional.
Yes.
So if you have questions about if you have a qualifying condition, you can work with your doctor to find what is going to work best for you. Maybe that's just a salve for your knees, or maybe you like a
Right.
tincture or a capsule because you don't want to inhale anything.
Yes.
And smoking isn't technically legal in the medical program. It is in the adult use program, but you have the liberty to use it however you'd like. But yeah, not everybody wants to inhale something either.
Right. And I think what some of the misconceptions about this, and this is where I lose my mind when people start talking about medical marijuana, they talk about, that it's the devil and whatever. But I'm sorry, if you have cancer, your son or daughter can't eat because they're going through treatments, and taking a pill will help them have an appetite. Why would you not do that?
Right. Yeah,
What-
I'm with you.
If you have a child who has seizures and something of this sort helps them, why would you not do that?
Right.
I'm not understanding. If it works for that particular human, why is it the devil? Why is it
Right.
bad?
And this is something that grows naturally. It came from the earth.
Mother Earth
And-
created it. Come
Right.
on.
And we can consume it in a very natural form, or we can just minimally process it into a tincture, or
Do you take
use it within
diabetes drugs?
cooking.
Do you take
Right.
heart
what's
pills?
The
Do you?
difference
I don't know.
between using something that you could grow in your backyard or having something that was chemically manufactured in a lab?
I can't. You can't make that argument against it for me. I don't
Yeah.
understand it. So, and that's
I'm
my
with you.
soapbox for a moment, because listen. Again, it goes back to Brussels sprouts versus broccoli and whatever. Whatever works for you as a human, good.
Sure.
And, I think a lot of people just think about the getting high aspect, but, this is why CBD came into vogue and whatever. If it can help you with pain, if it can help you, if you have chronic arthritis, if you have all of these, anything like that, why not take it?
Right. And just like CBD is a great example, is that's something that we've been able to isolate from the cannabis plant.
Yes.
You can get it from hemp, which is non-intoxicating, or you can get it from marijuana, which is the more intoxicating. But you can extract the CBD and it's not intoxicating.
Right.
And we're learning that there are other cannabinoids. CBD is a cannabinoid that exists within the plant, and there's other cannabinoids that have other beneficial effects, like CBG can be calming and help people with anxiety or depression. CBC can be uplifting and energizing and also help with depression.
And you're not getting
CBN
high taking these things, right?
Right. And so some products they're purely isolated. Other products will have a ratio with to THC within them. And there's a lot of different options out there. So you can get very minimal THC. Some of these cannabinoids can work a little better if they have just a little bit of THC with
Sure.
them. But for me, there's a product that I really like that has CBD and THC in it. It's very low dose and it's a little mint. And sometimes I get overstimulated. If anybody has ADHD and their brains just go crazy and you're just on the verge of being irritable and maybe nonverbal and you just want to stare at a wall.
Yeah.
I'll
Understand, sister.
Oh my gosh. So I'll eat one of these mints, and I'd say 80% of the time it just brings me back to baseline.
Yeah.
And I don't feel really an effect from it, except just kind of normalizing.
It gets your brain focused in a different way. Yeah.
And then sometimes if I do feel a bit of a buzz from some of these low dose edibles that I do like, it reminds me of when you have your first glass of wine and it's just kind of and that's
Just
it.
chilling.
And so it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be very intoxicating. It can just be slightly elevating or slightly alleviating.
Well, I think, let's just be honest, Hollywood and some of the things, the movies that you see where people are laying around and the smoke is flying and everybody's saying goofy things and whatever. I think that that's the stereotype of what you think of when you think of marijuana, and that's not necessarily the case at all. I can
Right.
promise you, I've learned this over my 20 some years. I used to do sales, like our sweet Christy over here. I used to do sales. I talked to a lot of people in 20 some years of doing sales. A lot of people go home at night and would smoke. Or this is way before, like, it was amazing to me how many people took advantage of that. And I'm like, okay, there's something to it.
Yes.
I'm not going to go home and drink a case of beer every night. I'm going to smoke.
Right. And, people will, I think people have stayed closeted about this because they're going to be labeled as this pothead.
That was my point of I was getting to it, of people that confessed to me that they were, but you would never know.
Right. And
any of these people.
Right. There's so many people. I mean, even, getting to know, actually, I'm going to rewind on my statement there. But, there's people within very specific industries who, they come off as very professional. They're suit-wearing people.
Yes.
And they have their lives very well together. And they're very successful. And they enjoy, vaporizing some cannabis in the evening or having a gummy here and there. And it doesn't make them this stereotypical stoner. I think, in the media, that makes Hollywood, like, movies, fun and funny.
Right. It's funny, but it's not real life.
Right. And so I also wonder how many people, we've been conditioned to think, oh, you're a stoner, you're a pothead, you're smoking the devil's lettuce. But how many people have actually been medicating this whole time and they just didn't know that's actually what they were doing? Because I talk to so many people who say, I've been using cannabis since the 90s. I've been doing this since I got to college, and it just really helped me feel normal. It helped me feel like I could focus. One of my best friends, she's in her PhD program for genetics, and she has different vaporizers of like cartridges that she uses for different times in the day. So she uses one for research, one for writing her papers, and she's a very high function. I'm not that way. I can't just use anything and then be super productive in the day. Right. And I know that about myself, but there are other people where it really, really helps them throughout their day. Yeah,
I know, well, I don't want to get into a personal story, but I know a girl who is brilliant, and she visited her in college one time, and, she's got this whole big blackboard in her room because she's like this, neuroscience major or something, just smoking away, doing her, like her formulas and stuff on the big blackboard in her room. I'm like, okay, this is what's working for you. Cool.
That is cool. Yeah. That's really cool.
So anywho, but okay, so what can people learn at your expo? Because I feel we can sit here and talk all day about benefits and all of that, but I just want people to understand that this is education, and there's not going to be anything for sale there.
Correct. Yes. And you do need to be 21 to attend.
Okay.
Yes, nothing will be for sale. And here, like at the expo, there's so much you can learn, but one of the things that we talk about a lot in the cannabis industry is the endocannabinoid system, which exists in all living things, your body, my body. And so that's what allows, cannabis to have an effect on us. Okay. And there are other ways you can balance and work with your endocannabinoid system. It's just as important as your central nervous system. Okay. And so people can learn about that. They can learn about getting started, how to, if you've never tried it, or it's been 30 years since you've tried it and you want to try again, but you want to really tiptoe in or just get your toes wet, sure, you can learn about that as well. If you're curious about growing at home, we have a session for that at 1:15 on Saturday. If you are not sure how to get your medical card, we'll help you with that. And Let's see. There's so many things. We'll also be talking about just the legality of everything. We do have some lawmakers who will be speaking on that. To also talking about the economic impact and the just the job creation in Ohio. This is bringing so many jobs and just a major positive impact on our economy.
Love that. And I think, and we don't have time to get into all of this today. And I would love to like have you come back and just talk about this for hours. But the one thing that I would like to ask you, and you brought this up off the air, is, you're starting to see different things pop up in gas stations and restaurants and whatever. Like, why can certain things be sold in certain places and not? And
Sure.
I think you can answer that question, but obviously you can get the answers to that question at your expo.
Yes.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So I guess I'll try to answer that one quickly. What you're seeing in a dispensary is coming from a regulated market. It's all been lab tested, and what you're seeing in convenience stores or gas stations is not. It may be tested, but there's no regulate. It's coming from an unregulated market, and so we don't really know how safe it is. So I would say things like Delta 8. Personally, I tried it once and it gave me brain fog for 2 weeks afterwards. But then there are other things that so Delta 8 and these other things that are being sold in some of these stores that are not dispensaries, they're able to sell because of the hemp bill. So that's how they get in. And some of these products are legitimate. You just have to really do your research to find out which ones are and aren't, and be really careful. I'm not saying do your research by testing them personally yourself when consuming, but look up their websites, look at their lab reports, things like that.
Yeah.
And if you just want to play it safe, just go to the dispensary where it's absolutely tested, or grow your own.
And I think what's really cool about the passing the medical marijuana is the dispensaries all have a pharmacist there. Like, you can go talk to a pharmacist.
Mm-hmm.
And also the bud tenders, this is what they're called, are very, very knowledgeable, and you can go in. So you have that like medical aspect, which is so cool, because you could sit down and talk with this pharmacist, say what your concerns are, or whatever, and they're full of knowledge.
Right. Yes, you'll find many dispensaries are filled with medical professionals or people who were in the medical field. One friend of mine is a nurse. Another one, a few are pharmacists in the industry. I don't know if every dispensary does have a pharmacist, but some do. Yeah, and a lot of companies
really cool.
will have them on their staff.
Yeah, because I've talked, because I know ours here does, and I've talked with him, and he is like so knowledgeable about stuff. It's so cool.
Yeah. And that's helpful too if you're on other medications and you are not sure how they're going to interact with cannabis. Your doctor can help you, and a pharmacist can help you with that as well.
Yep. So I just want to point that along too, that there are people out there to guide you when you go to the dispensary.
Yes. Yeah. And it's
you're not just on your own, like, oh.
Yeah, and it's a really friendly environment too. So if you're intimidated, I would say don't be. Like, there are people there who can hold your hand throughout the process.
Yeah.
So Jennifer, at the expo, is there other vendors besides the culture and community vendors?
Yeah, so that was the note that they sat down, is could we talk about other vendors that will be there, people that will be there to talk with you?
I don't think I can say the names of the companies. Maybe I can. I kind of want to play it safe, but I can say that there will be people who grow the plants, people and sell the flower component, cannabis that you
can't buy it there, but
correct. So there will be companies who grow, there will be companies who process, who create like the concentrates or put it into a cartridge form for vaporizing, or in the gummy form or the mints or the tinctures. So you'll be able to engage with people like that. We have a few consultants that will be there who will be speaking on growing at home, and what else? And we have some dispensaries there as well. So if you would like to talk with them about anything, they can help you with that too.
Okay, and then I think that there will be people there, and I think this is where Spark comes in to talk about addiction and drug abuse and alcohol abuse and all of that stuff too. So there will be people there on that end of it.
Yes, yeah, and that was, I'm not sure if it actually passed yet, but I know that addiction was a proposed qualifying condition for a medical card just recently.
Oh,
So I don't
interesting.
know if that actually went through, but that was something that was in consideration.
Okay. So all of this you can learn, and I just feel like we just touched on all of these different things just this much, and I would love to have you come back and talk sometime if you would about just about medical marijuana in general. Community culture and cannabis expo. It will be this coming Saturday,
Friday,
Saturday.
Yep.
Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And so, Christy, do you want to come over and kind of explain? I don't know if you're familiar exactly with where the event is taking place, but as somebody that, one of us hillbillies that lives around here.
So the venue has been changed. It is out on 220, so it's right outside of Waverley. Anybody coming from like the Jackson County area, Benton County area, if you're coming up 32, you can always take that, what they call the shortcut, there on 220 off of 32.
Okay.
So what you're doing is you're just following 220 out to go into Waverley. Before you get into Waverley, it's on the curve. There is I think it's Alexander or
Alexander's Landscaping?
Yes, Alexander Landscaping is right there. But
Okay.
when you drive down that road, there is a campground, and the venue is going to be out there.
Okay.
So you can get on Facebook and check out the directions and stuff. I think it's called River's Edge now.
Okay.
So that's where they're setting up.
Do you have a Facebook page for the event?
Yes. The Facebook page is it's facebook.com/CCC Expo.
CCC Expo. So there you go. Community Culture and Cannabis Expo. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for you to have questions answered, to find out whether, maybe is it right for you? Is it not right for you? Do you want to I don't know. There's just so many things that you need to educate yourself about.
Right. Yeah. So please, yeah. And if you have questions, if you're curious, if you're skeptical, like we just invite you to just bring any of that, all of that. If you
Yeah.
have questions, comments, concerns, just please, we want to hear it. So please come.
And that's the whole thing. Like, if you're like, I think it is the devil's lettuce, I'm going to tell you about it. Cool. Come on out.
Everybody's welcome.
Very, very good. And again, free of charge. Ages 21, though, and over.
Yes.
Just to be safe there. So CCC Expo. All right. Awesome. Sarah, thank you for
Thank you
hanging
so
with
much.
us.
Yes, this has been great.
This
Thank you
was
all.
great. And I would love to have you come back sometime and just talk about everything.
Okay. I'd love that.
If you would.
I definitely would. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank
See,
you.
we did it.
Aw.
We got another guest, Dylan. He's over there like, I don't know, I'm 18. All right. Okay, so do we have a message? We have a message and then the weather, and then we'll be back with some guests who will be talking about another fun event going on at the same place this weekend.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right. Well, here we are with the weather forecast, and we are still switching our guests in and out. So I will talk for a moment about the weather, which is kind of a little all over the place. But look at that. We actually have a 7 up there, folks. 75 on Monday. I will be very happy to take that as we speak. Today, not so hot. Partly cloudy skies, highs of 83. I actually went out this morning to walk the dogs, and it was a little chilly. strangely enough. I guess everything's relative. But tomorrow on Friday, very, very hot. Highs of 89, highs of 86 on Saturday with some rain moving in Saturday, Sunday. And then for to begin your July 4th week, you will see that high of only 75 on Monday. So, no, let's do yeah. Are you the, you're Matt. Okay. Have a seat. Pick a mic. Any mic. Pick a mic, any mic. And Matt is here, and we are going to talk about something that, so this is really cool because you have two completely different events going on in the same location this weekend.
It's almost the same location. They're separated technically by about almost a mile.
Okay.
But yeah, we have some
you can
separation.
attend both.
Yeah, the Cannabis Expo, I believe, is free, and that's independent.
Yes.
But we have a grassroots music festival is going to be going on. We've got a stellar lineup both Friday and Saturday, and we're really excited about it. We've got a lot of vendors that's going to be there. Everything from, we've got live art exhibitions, we've got coppersmiths, we've got
So cool.
jewelry makers, glass blowers. It's going to be a real fun time. We're going to be located at Adventures on the River, which is a campground, and they have kayak rentals. So there's lots of stuff to do while it's hot through the day.
Yeah.
It's located on 60 acres of old growth forest. Nice big open forest camp under that big canopy. It's a really neat setting.
Awesome. Love that. And this is the Grassroots Music Festival at Adventures on the River in Waverley. So just kind of, like you said, right up the road from...
Yeah, it's just down the road from that expo that's going on. Yep.
Again, 21 and over.
21 and over, strictly enforced, yes.
Did I see Afro Man? Did I or did
Yes,
I not
yes, so-
see Afro Man on the flyer?
Yes, Afro Man's our headliner for Saturday night. We've got like I said, we've got an all-star lineup. Friday night, we're doing a little bit more country folk. We've got some bluegrass and Americana, and that Americana blends over into Saturday. We've got folks that have got some really blues and jazz-inspired music with us today. Gas Station Lullabies will be playing at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
Yes.
Andy Shaw.
And they're here.
Yeah, they're with us today. They're out of Waverley. Andy Shaw Band is out of Columbus. They'll be playing at 7:15. And 8:30 is Rich Regal. He's out of Lancaster.
Okay.
He does some country hip-hop. And then, of course, Afro Man, our headliner on Saturday night. But we've also got a great lineup on Friday night coming up tomorrow. Right out of Athens, Riley Bapp's Trio will be with us. Hillbilly Chic out of Chillicothe at 7:15. Really excited to hear Chris Hunt Jr. This is a young man out of Virginia who's up and coming, and I think you're going to be able to say we saw him first at Grassroots Music Festival. He's going to be going to Nashville soon. And then at 10 o'clock, we've got the Buffalo Wobbs and Price Hill Hustle, which is an amazing hard driving band.
Yes, they're awesome.
Yeah, they've done some shows around this area, and they're getting quite the following out of Cincinnati.
For sure. And again, this will be this coming Friday, Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. The music starts around 5 o'clock, 5:30. We've even got comics that are going to be getting on stage for us. So we've got a lot of local talent and that's why we're calling it Grassroots. You know, we're really trying to get local talent and push them to be seen.
Heck yeah. So let's talk about the logistics of the festival, like Adventures on the River. Can people come and stay the weekend?
Yes, ma'am.
Will there be food? Will there be drinks?
We have
Tell us all about
vendors. We have, like I said, the vendors that will be there selling their wares. But we also have several food trucks. That we have a gentleman that has a nonprofit that we're raising money for, Pike Youth Inc. He's sponsoring a beer tent so that we can make some money for our local kids. So there will be food and drink available. Tickets are $30 per day if you decide to come one day. If you want the whole weekend, it's $50.
Okay. How do you get tickets?
Tickets are on Eventbrite, and you can guarantee your ticket if you buy one of those soon on Eventbrite. If you wait to buy your ticket at the gate, you may be slowed or turned away. We're expecting we might have a sellout crowd.
Awesome. So get it now. Eventbrite, Grassroots Music Festival.
Yep.
Just type it in there.
Grassroots Music Festival, Waverley, Ohio. Yeah.
Awesome.
So we're really excited.
Yeah, this is so fun. So thank you for putting this on. And again, these things don't magically happen.
No, we've got a large crew of people that's been working since January. The show that we're putting on usually takes a year to produce, and we're trying to squeeze it in 6 months. We've had a couple of setbacks, but we're really proud of where we've came and where we're going to where it's going to go. We expect this to only grow, and this is just the first time we're doing it. We plan to do it again next year and try to bring in some more national acts.
I love that. And, I didn't realize that Afro Man is from kind of
Ohio.
our area.
Yeah, he's from Ohio.
Like, what, Adams County?
He lives in Adams County. He moved here from California several years ago. I had the opportunity to spend some time with Afro Man, and he's a very interesting and fun individual to be around.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, so he's got some stories, yeah.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet. Some fun songs to sing along to as well. And so we have here in the studio Gas Station Lullabies, and they're going to perform for us here in just a second. Eventbrite Grassroots Music Festival, please get your tickets now. Do you have an address of where this festival is held?
It'll be located at 9978 State Route 220 Waverly. You can put that in your Waze or GPS, and it should take you right to our gate. If you have any problems with the address, you can also look up Adventures on the River in Waverly, Ohio, and they should be able to plug right in.
And you can also rent.
Yeah, so we from Adventures on the River. It's a short jog across the river to an inlet, and there's a mile paddle up a really nice creek that goes all the way up to Lake White. So
neat.
Yeah, so it's a really neat spot. Like I said, primitive camping is available for tents. That's only $15 per night per site.
Okay.
And $30 for the weekend. So we're trying to make it obtainable for all.
Love that. So get out. Don't say we don't have anything fun going on this weekend. There's all kind of great things.
All kinds of cool stuff going on.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck this weekend. It's going to be awesome.
We're excited.
Heck yeah. All right, kids, come on over. And we have Gas Station Lullabies right here in the studio this morning. And you will be performing this coming weekend at the Grassroots Music Festival.
Yes.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Now, are you all related?
No.
Okay.
Best of friends, but
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's really cool. So how did you guys come to be, and how did you get your name? I have to ask.
Well, we all went to high. There's two more members of the band. We have our drummer and our keyboard player who were not able to join us today.
Sure.
But the five of us, we all went to high school together and graduated from Waverley, and it was I think it was summer of 2022 when Blaze just kind of called me and was like, "Hey, you want to jam sometime?" We were all involved in like the music programs and stuff like that, so we all had a good musical knowledge, and we all got together and we were like, "Wow, this is fun." First and foremost, so we just had a lot of fun, and we decided to just take it forward, and now we're here. We're playing a lot of shows this summer, and mostly in Waverly, but we've had a few Columbus shows and Chillicothe, yeah. And as far as the name, our drummer is very imaginative and has a great mind, and we were super creative, and we were just kind of trying to figure out a name that was like 3 words because we kind of liked
it flows.
It flows really well, and we were just sitting around in Blaze's basement just trying to figure out names, and Jacob shouted out Gas Station Lullabies, and we all were like, that's the one.
Hey, listen, as having the local brewery here in town, that's how beer names come to be.
for sure.
Or something weird that's happened to you or something.
Yeah.
So I totally get it. Just that's it.
Yeah.
Just spew it out one day.
It came out just kind of randomly, but for some reason, I just feel like it really fits with kind of like where we're from, kind of like the vibe of our music and stuff.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I didn't have you introduce yourselves, so could you do that, and then we're going to have you sing a song.
I'm Noah Clifton. I'm the front man and lead guitarist for Gas Station Lullabies.
I'm Kaylee Shyland. I'm the bassist, and I do some background vocals.
Awesome.
My name's Blaze Reeder. I'm a rhythm guitarist and probably background vocals at some point. And then again, our members that aren't here with us today are Jacob Stevens on drum kit, and then Jaden Steele on keys and background vocals.
Awesome. Okay, so tell us what you're going to sing for us today.
This is a song called Toxic that we wrote. It's an original for our band. It's about that person that comes into your life and leaves your life or is let go from your life due to petty arguments or sometimes very valid arguments, but you can't seem to shake that person and they always keep coming back.
They're just like a boomerang.
Yes,
Or gravity.
yes.
They just come back to you. I got you. Okay, we
Yeah.
all have those people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, and again, you all will be singing 6 p.m. on Saturday at the Grassroots Music Festival.
Yes.
So we can't wait for that. But take it away.
Thank you. Something about the way that brunette hair falls perfectly behind your shoulders. Something about the way you used to stare just made me wanna go and hold you. Can't keep going back, but I keep on going back. I try my best, but I can't stay away. Can't keep going back, but I keep on going back. She's got magic that makes me wanna stay. I should have stayed at home instead of running back to you. You're bad for me, but there's nothing I can do. You got me weak, got me thinking that I lost it. Can't even speak, but I know that girl is toxic. Should've known that something's wrong when I came home and all the rooms felt empty. Yeah, I should've known that something's up when I feel like I'm missing you this badly. No, can't keep going back, but I keep on going back. I tried my best, but I just can't move on. Can't keep going back, but I keep on going back. She's all I think about when she's gone. No, I should have stayed at home instead of running back to you. You're bad for me, but there's nothing I can do. You got me weak, got me thinking that I lost it. Can't even speak, but I know I should have stayed at home instead of running back to you. You're bad for me, but there's nothing I can do. No, 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 no. Got me thinking that I lost it. Can't even speak, but I know that girl is toxic.
Woohoo! And the crowd goes, whoa!
Thank you.
Love that. Great job.
Thank you so much.
You all are adorable. All right. Grassroots Music Festival. Of course, thank you to Gas Station Lullabies for stopping by this morning and our friend Matt for telling us all the details about that. We hope you all get out this weekend. You can buy those tickets on Eventbrite and just look up Grassroots Music Festival. And you can see these very adorable, I will say young adults. How's that?
That works. Yeah.
I always say kids, and then I feel like that's like really degrading. But you're all kids to me. So, but no, thank you guys, and we appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.
stopping in.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, very, very good. Come back to see us anytime.
Oh, we'd love to.
Yeah,
Thank you.
awesome. All right, and yet again, we have another guest here in the studio, which is our good friend Pete Wilson, who will be letting us know about the latest and greatest in news. So Pete is coming over as we speak, and this has just been a day chock full of all kinds of stuff.
Okay,
So
well,
welcome, Pete.
I've come to work, but I'm not going to sing.
You,
I know you have
no
live
Oklahoma
concerts
today?
breaking out here. What's going on? Man,
It's,
that was good, wasn't it?
I know, they're
Wow.
so adorable.
Yeah, that was something.
Yes, very, very good. All right, so what is going on in the world of the news, Pete?
Oh, okay. Well, we talked about the teacher's contract and the other labor contracts approved by the Jackson City Board of Education. Coincidentally enough, the Oak Hill Union Local Board of Education did the same thing.
Okay.
And, this is a big deal. The school districts are some of the biggest employers that we have.
Yes.
Education system, very important. People should care about what the districts are able to do for the teachers and also being financially responsible at the same time. Hard to balance sometimes. But at the Oak Hill Union Local Board of Education meeting, which was held late yesterday afternoon, Jeremiah Shaver on the scene, they negotiated or approved negotiated contracts for the unions representing the teachers and the classified employees. Classified employees, basically all the unionized employees who are not teachers. You got bus drivers, you got aides, you got cafeteria workers, et cetera. Several categories there in the classified. But the Oak Hill Union Local Board of Education agreement for the teachers is as follows. This is the Oak Hill Education. The Ohio Education Association Teachers Union representing the Oak Hill teachers. That contract is a 3-year contract. It starts July the 1st, so got that done just in time.
Okay.
And it goes through June the 30th, 2027. That sounds like a long way off, but it seemed like
it's not.
It'll be here tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
Right. But the contract for the teachers, 4% for the first year, 3% increase for the second year, and 2.5% for the third year. Okay.
Okay.
For the not quite the same for the classified employees, who some of which are more like on an hourly schedule than a year schedule. Their contract is also a 3-year contract, and it will start July 1st and go through June 30th, 2027 as well. It involves a $1 increase on the hourly rate for the first year and a longevity increase based on years served as well.
Oh.
So that is the contract for the classified employees. The district's exempt non-union employees, that's everybody else, people that, hard to tell what positions those might be, but there's not very many of them that's not in the union, and you're not a teacher or administrator or a classified employee, but they will also get the $1 increase on what their base salary is,
Nice.
a $1 increase for the next school year. That's a 1-year deal there. Okay, we got the 4th of July coming up.
Yes. Can you believe it?
We've got activities.
Oh my gosh.
We've got activities in 5 different communities: Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, MacArthur, and Wilkesville, and we'll give you more details as we get a little bit closer, but we're getting there. We're within a week.
We are.
Of course, it's Thursday today, and some of the 4th of July activities actually will take place next Wednesday. It'll be the period from Wednesday, July the 3rd through Sunday, July the 7th in our different communities. Nobody has a 4 or 5 day celebration, but it's just spread over that period depending on when things are scheduled.
Right.
But of course, the thing that is a big deal with the 4th of July is fireworks, of course. So, we're going to just titillate you a little bit with the fireworks schedule. So, if you're a fireworks junkie and you want to see them all, we'll tell you how you can do it. Can't quite do that, but you can see more than one here in our local area. In Jackson, the 4th of July activities are all on July the 3rd, except for a road race that is on the 4th.
Okay.
The 5K run that the chamber does.
Yep.
But the Jackson fireworks will be at 10 p.m. on Wednesday, July the 3rd. They'll be shooting them off from the Eddie Jones Park. The Manpower Park is considered prime spot to see those fireworks.
Yep.
Okay, the Oak Hill Athletic Boosters will be having a 2-day celebration, and their fireworks will be on day 2, which is the 4th of July itself. That's Thursday, July the 4th.
Okay.
And that will be at about 10 p.m. It'll take place on the grounds of the old high school, and it will be the conclusion to their 2-day celebration. and thousands of dollars are going into the fireworks. You know,
there's a lot.
It's an expensive deal. According to information that we compiled, the Oak Hill fireworks, they're spending more on their fireworks than any of our other local communities. So hooray for them, a great commitment, $13,000
Oh my goodness.
So if you want to see $13,000 shoot up in about 20
Go up
minutes,
and smoke, literally.
Right, literally. But it'll be a show. Everybody enjoys the fireworks. All right, in the village of MacArthur, their fireworks are going to be on Saturday, July the 6th. They are doing a 3-day celebration, the 5th through the 7th.
Okay.
That's the Vinton County Athletic Boosters. It's the Oak Hill Athletic Boosters doing it in Oak Hill. And in Vinton County, it'll be, about 10 p.m. or whenever, darkness is completely settled in, and that will be the big event on Saturday, but then they have some other things on Sunday as well.
Okay.
In Wellston, the celebration of our nation, which hasn't been going on all that long, but Wellston really didn't have its own 4th of July celebration for many years, at least that I can remember. But the celebration of our nation with Wellston Main Street kicked up several years ago, and the Main Street, which is a smaller group, they were having trouble handling this. You know what happens when you just have 3 or 4 people doing all the work. Well, the Ohilco Society, not that they have an army, but they were willing to take that on as a community service. They also are doing, the Christmas treats on Wellston streets, which is their big pre-Christmas event.
Yep.
The Ohilco Society is now the organizer for the celebration of our nation. It's all going to happen on Saturday, July the 6th. And, of course, they cap off that day with fireworks as well. So, bottom line, fireworks in Jackson on Wednesday evening.
Hey, this is cool. You can go to all of them.
Fireworks in Oak Hill on Thursday evening. And then the simultaneous thing that you can't pull off, Jennifer, is Vinton County and Wellston about the same time on Saturday evening, the 6th.
I guess if you got onto a really, really tall hill, you could see both.
Possibly, it's about 10 miles apart. So
I don't think so, but we're going to say that anyway.
All right. And there's, of course, lots of other activities that are going on with the 4th of July parades in most of these towns as well.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, there's a parade in each town, including Wilkesville. And that's at different times, So, but we had all the information about the Jackson 4th of July in our Wednesday paper. In our Saturday paper, we're going to be sharing a bunch of information from Vinton County and Oak Hill. And Wellston, they're still putting some things together there, and it's all on the 6th. We'll probably have that in the paper next Wednesday. But all this information will be online as well.
Okay.
We'll share it with the community. All right, we want to tell you a couple other things are going. The Jackson County Land Bank is doing all these demolitions.
Yes.
And you might think, what's the big deal about that? Well, when you're talking about property values, cosmetic issues, quality of life issues, it doesn't speak well necessarily of a community or a neighborhood if you have a bunch of dilapidated structures. It's not that anybody wants them there, but it takes money to take those down. And, of course, the property owner has to want to do it or be able to do it and all that. And so this money that has come from the state through the Ohio Department of Development, it's its own category, but it comes from the Ohio Department of Development. It has made it possible for local entities like the Jackson County Land Bank, which has a highfalutin name, but we call it the Land Bank.
Yeah.
It does demo products and pays for them, and then the property owner can even retain the property. It's probably worth more with that dilapidated structure off of it.
Yeah, because you're talking sometimes tens of thousands of dollars to get these things knocked down.
But there, a lot of the structures are residential structures, or maybe it's even a garage or something like that, an outhouse or whatever. But
An outhouse.
but every
Do those still exist?
They're still around. An outhouse or outbuilding, maybe. Maybe I should have said outbuilding.
Dylan doesn't know what an outhouse is.
No, I know what an outhouse is. I'm just surprised they might still be around.
They might be around, but maybe they're not used the way they were a long time ago. But anyway, there's also some commercial structures, and there's 2 of them that are noteworthy that I want to mention. Dylan, I'm teeing you up, buddy. The old Lakeview grocery store in Oak Hill. Remember, it's on State Route 279 as you're heading to Lake Jackson. It is one of the buildings that's going to be, there it is. I don't think it's been torn down yet. I took that picture last week, but it is
Okay.
on the list. They had to rebid that project, but it should be done here, pretty soon in the next week or two. But that building was a grocery store. One of the later owners was Eric Shipman, was very well known in the county. He's passed now. But he had not only a grocery store there, but a video store and as well.
Yep,
and
remember
it's
that.
been empty for some time, and you can see it's kind of grown up. But it's on, I guess you would say, the road to Lake Jackson. Just
Yeah.
before you get there, they've always sold bait there and everything. So But anyway, that is a commercial building that everybody in Oak Hill knows about, and it is going to be going bye-bye soon. In Wellston, similar situation on the north end of town. State Route 93, just as you're getting ready to turn on the Lake Alma Road, which is technically State Route 349.
Yes.
Do you remember Mike's Dairy Freeze?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
There's Lackey's PDQ,
I was gonna say the
is alive.
PDQ.
It's alive and well, but the next building up is this building, and it's going to go bye-bye as well. It's Mike's. It's the old Mike's Dairy Freeze.
So the PDQ will remain, the Dairy Freeze not so much.
Oh yeah, the Lackey's PDQ, very busy building, very, very busy business. But Mike's Dairy Freeze, I can't tell you how long it's been vacant and not operating.
Okay.
I do remember when it was because I've been around a long time. But that building is very, it's very visible because it's there on State Route 93, just on the north end of town. It may be down now. They said that work was supposed to be done this week. I, of course, took that picture last week because I knew this was coming.
Okay.
So those are two commercial buildings, fairly well known in the county, that are going to be gone, and it's going to be a good thing because it will open this property up, which are both on state highways, near developments in Lake Jackson and Oak Hill, Lake Alma, and really it's within the city of Wellston, Mike's Dairy Freeze, because Wellston goes out there a ways. So it will really open up those properties for possible development. So we'll see what happens there. Speaking of buildings on the other end, we want to give you the latest view of the Vinton County National Bank building in MacArthur.
Oh, cool.
If you could tee that up there, Dylan.
Whoa.
Looks like it's getting pretty close, doesn't
Yeah.
it? They have not really released
That's
an
amazing.
opening or grand opening date, but it's not too far into the future, I don't think. There's some work obviously that needs still to be done outside there in the parking lot and all like that. But it looks like the superstructure is definitely there. And that is the beautiful new building that is going to be the retail public center for customers for the Vinton County National Bank in its home port
Love
of MacArthur.
That. Look how beautiful.
It is very, very nice. And Red Thompson took that picture earlier in the week, and we wanted to show it to you because it may even look a little bit different now. But it's gonna once it does open, which will be sometime this year and probably sooner rather than later, all the retail operations will switch from the old building, which is down there almost on the corner there of Main and Market, 93 and 50. That building will remain, and it will become more of like an office, where an administrative center, where it will not be. There will not be. Won't be where the customers go for anything. And the big drive-through facility is part of that Vinton County National Bank building. And another local connection there is Randy Evans Construction has done that work. All right, speaking of another building, we want to give you the latest view of the Wellston Fitness Facility, and this is the Wellston City Schools Fitness Facility, which is there on the Wellston High School campus. It looks like it's almost done as well. You can see the big rocket logo there, so that's one of the finishing touches. But that building, if you don't go up to the school all the time, or go to a track meet, you might not even see that building. It's kind of on the back of the high school, the backside, but that is going to be the new fitness facility, concession stand, multi-use building that is going to be right there on the Wellston High School campus by the track and soccer field.
Okay.
Which, one day, who knows, it could become a football stadium as well.
Yeah.
They planned it so that, that property
eventually.
and that place, they've even got goalposts up.
Oh.
So that kind of is a hint that they'd like to go that direction, or maybe it's just a goad to have all the leaders keep telling themselves we got to keep going on this project. That project has taken a long time, longer than they wanted it to, but it is almost done now, as you can see from the picture. All right. The Wellston City Council meeting did meet in special session last night. We know that they addressed some insurance bids, and we understand the meeting lasted a while. We're going to be getting the information on that, what that's about. This weekend, a couple of things happening. Of course, you know, I told you about and Bree Jenkins was here yesterday about the bike day. Don't forget, that's on Saturday. And anybody
Community
can come.
bike ride.
You don't have to be part of Jackson County Moving Forward or the tourism group or anything like that. Just come. You don't even have to have a bicycle. They've got extra bicycles.
Yep.
And, you know, you need to discover your younger self there.
Yep.
And the idea is, you know, one day they hope to develop bike trails and like that.
Yes.
So there'll be safe, scenic places to ride bikes.
That's
it is
right.
also a healthy thing. You know, you go to some places, Jennifer, and people ride their bikes to work. You know, you can do that. Now, I know you don't want to do that in January. But you can do that some of the other
There's
times.
a lot of people that do.
If you're right in town, you
That's
know.
right.
But this will be a chaperone bike ride. You're kind of on your own, but they have designated a route if you want to stay together there. And I presume there'll be a little bit of security there to help the bike riders. And they're hoping for a good turnout. And don't let it stop you that you haven't been on a bike for a while. And especially if you don't have a bike, they will have some extra bikes there.
Adult ones.
Right, exactly. Also, this Saturday is the 4th annual Pride at the Park celebration. That will be at Manpower Park from 2 to 5 p.m. And Jackson High School's Gay Straight Alliance Club does that. And that is to celebrate National Pride Month.
Yep.
And also, just across the way, by the way, the bicycles will take off from Eddie Jones Park there on Harding Avenue. Right. Just across the street from the park, it will be the first day for the Jackson Farmers Market.
Yes.
Everybody's been looking forward to that. When is the Farmers Market going to start? Well, it's going to be this Saturday.
Woohoo.
It will open at 9 a.m. and it will go to at least 1 p.m. You can get local produce, but more than just, you know, the tomatoes and like that everybody looks for. There's other agricultural goodies that were produced right here, honey and a lot of other things that maybe you might not associate with the farmer's market.
That's right. Lots of stuff.
All right. So there we are, Jennifer.
Well, thanks, Pete. Well, we thank you all so much for tuning in. We thank all of our guests for being here this morning. It was a day chock full of a lot of information, so hope you got all of it. And if not, don't forget you can, of course, tune in on our Facebook or on YouTube and rewatch the program if you didn't catch all of it. So have a great day, Pete.
All right. Very good. You do the same.
Well, thank you. And we will be right back here tomorrow. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.